Greg Ehrenberg from OddsShopper here to break down Tuesday's NBA slate. As you guys come in, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I appreciate it a whole bunch, and it only takes you guys a couple clicks of the button, and it helps us keep our content free on the YouTube channel. We do appreciate it. Any questions or comments you have, let me know below. I always do like to read those later on the day after this gets posted on YouTube. And always nice to record this as well after we had a really positive day. Ended up sweeping the slate yesterday, and it was just a really good start to the week. The two bets that I had in the video yesterday, one of them was one that I figured a lot of people would have some pushback to, and there was some. Nikola Jokic under 10.5 assists, but we ended up winning that. He finished with 9 assists, and it was something really interesting. Looking at our projections and looking at the numbers for Jokic this year, he has a bunch of triple-doubles, but in most of those triple-doubles, he actually only puts up 10 assists. So we didn't project it under. That ended up winning. And then the other bet I had, it was Trey Murphy for over 3.5 rebounds. Another bet that ended up winning, and that was a plus money bet for us. So the prop bets in the video, those ended up hitting. And then one additional bet that I had in our Discord channel got a little hairy, not going to lie. It was Cleveland Cavaliers money line, and probably one of the better bets that I had of the entire season, just because when the line opened up, it was a very closely lined game. And then what ends up happening is the Knicks-Celtics game, the games before, goes into double overtime. And I'm watching that game. I messaged everybody in our Discord channel. It's like, hey, I think we're going to see some players ruled out for the Celtics tomorrow. And that ended up happening. Al Horford didn't play. Most importantly, Jason Tatum didn't end up playing. So we got a massive amount of closing line value on the Cavs. And they played fairly crappy for most of the game, but luckily for us, they had a big come-from-behind win. The game went to overtime. They ended up winning in OT, so we cashed that bet. You guys could see it on screen there right now. It was a really, really good profitable day to start off the week. And stuff like the Cavs bet against the Boston Celtics, that's kind of information I could bring in the Discord channel that I can't quite do in the same way on YouTube. So if you guys want to check out our Discord channel, sign up using the link below. That is going to get you 1 week for 50% off. Myself and all the other guys on the YouTube channel posting additional bets, answering your guys' questions, I should say. So if that is of interest to you, use the link below. Sign up, get 50% off. But let's talk about the Tuesday NBA slate, trying to build off the momentum of a sweep on Monday. Let's try to keep it going. These are my favorite bets for Tuesday's slate. All right, so to start us off, I have a really interesting market that I think I found a bunch of value on for tonight. And I'm curious to see what you guys think of this kind of bet too. So if you look at some of the same game parlay type stuff for books, and I know this doesn't exactly fit into the same game parlay category, but it is still a parlay from one single game. The New York Knicks, their first quarter and their money line can be combined together. So if the Knicks win the game entirely against the Charlotte Hornets today and they end up being the leader at the end of the first quarter, this bet is only minus 135. But if you look at the odds for the Knicks to win the first quarter just as a standalone bet, it's around minus 250. And the Knicks to win the game are minus 500. They're double-digit favorites against the Charlotte Hornets. So I think all of us are going to pretty confidently say we think the Knicks win this game. The Hornets have been a tanking team. We know LaMelo Ball is out for the rest of the season with the broken ankle. So I think this is a really, really good way to get exposure to a massive favorite at reasonable odds. I bet them minus 135 on the Knicks to win the first quarter and then also to win the game outright against the Charlotte Hornets. And all of the numbers here just indicate the Knicks are a far, far superior team to the Hornets. And the Knicks have been really good as of late, not to mention they're playing at home in this spot as well. We've got the Knicks right now. I love looking at some of the adjusted net ratings, adjusted defense, adjusted offense, all of that. The Knicks are currently 7th in the NBA in adjusted net rating. That takes into account all the opponents they've played and what the point differential has been in all of their games. Whereas the Charlotte Hornets, on the other side, they are 27th in the NBA in adjusted net rating. So there's a massive advantage for the Knicks in this game. They're at home. It's why they're such big favorites. And just a lot of these things don't really make sense to me. If the Knicks are winning the game early, obviously they're more likely to be winning the game late. They're massive favorites to win the money line for the game, massive favorites in the first quarter. So why not combine them together? A lot of correlation there, only minus 135 on these odds. I really like it a lot. I'm siding with the Knicks to open up the slate in kind of an interesting way to reduce some juice on a team that should be a bigger favorite for this particular line. If you guys haven't taken advantage of our partnership with DK Sportsbook, take advantage now because it's such an easy way to make $150. All you're going to have to do is sign up by clicking on the link below in the description box, place a $5 money line bet, and as long as the team you bet on wins, it pays out $150 no matter what the odds are. So take a massive money line favorite. College basketball tonight, Vermont is the biggest favorite you're going to find in any basketball game of the day. Vermont at minus $14.50 favorites. Normally, you'd have to bet $14.50 to win $1. But with this offer, you sign up clicking on the link below, throw $5 on Vermont, you're going to win $150 when Vermont ends up winning their game today. So just make sure to take advantage of that link we have below if you're signing up at DraftKings, so they know that we are the ones who sent you. And if you or anybody you know has a gambling problem, call or text the number 1-800-GAMBLER. So I have one other bet today, and I think a lot of you guys are going to hate it. So I'm pretty excited to see some of the responses to this, but Rudy Gobert over 13.5 points projects extremely well in our projections over at NBA BetPro. If you don't believe me, you get a 1-week free trial by clicking on the link that we have below. But we really do like Rudy Gobert quite a bit tonight in our projections. The over-under is 13.5 points tonight against the 76ers. We haven't projected for 16.7 points. So one thing that's going to be key about this as well, because I know a lot of people are going to say, well, Joel Embiid is on the other side of the game and he's one of the better defensive players we have in the NBA. This is true. What's also true, though, is that the 76ers are playing on the road for the tail end of a back-to-back, and I think there's a pretty good chance that Embiid doesn't play today. I think there is a chance that he rests, and even if he does play, Rudy Gobert has played a bigger role on offense for the Timberwolves, and I think a lot of people are realizing, and a big part of it is also because of the current absence of Karl-Anthony Towns. I don't know when he's coming back. We haven't got an update on him really in forever, but look at some of these games lately for Rudy Gobert, particularly some of the usage. Over the course of the last handful of games, Gobert fell short of the last game with 13 points, but the games before that, 22 points, 16 points, 17 points, 17 points, 21 points. So only once over the course of the last month, actually, has Rudy Gobert scored less than 16 points in any one game. And the usage rates in those games have also been fairly high for Gobert. Over the last week, he has a 20.6% usage rate. Over the last 2 weeks, he's a 20.8% usage rate, up from his 16.8% usage rate for the season. So all that indicates to me that the Timberwolves are making an effort to get the ball to Rudy Gobert more often, and it's paying dividends in the scoring department. He's averaging 17 points per game over the last couple of weeks. He's fairly consistently hit over 13.5 points. So I think this is a misprice. I don't think his points prop should be 13.5. I know we don't think of Rudy Gobert as an offensive player, but he's taking more shots as of late. The Timberwolves are getting the ball more often. He's scoring more points. As a result, we even projected for 16.7 points. The line is 13.5, and I do really like the over on it. So recapping today's bets, we got a couple of them, and hopefully we could get another streak going. Remember we had that 1 week, what was it, like a month and a half ago, where almost every single day for an entire week we swept the card? Maybe we can do that again this week. We're already off to a good start. Swept Monday. Try to do it again on Tuesday. I've got the New York Knicks to win both the first quarter and the game outright against the Charlotte Hornets. I bet that at minus 135. I have Rudy Gobert for over 13.5 points. Those are my two bets of the day. Let me know below what you guys think about these bets. Curious to hear your thoughts on a particular Knicks one. It's a market that I don't typically bet, but I think there's a lot of value in this. Seemed interesting to me based on some of the other data I laid out. Also, before you guys leave, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and good luck tonight.